Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper. Guys, in this video, I want to talk to you about something that I hope people can't take from you, and I hope you don't let people take from you, and that is don't let no man or woman steal your joy, ever. And don't let anything steal your joy, especially the hope of salvation. Real quickly, before I get into this, I just want to show you something, how amazing the Most High Yah is. Look how beautiful the lake is today. John is somewhere gallivanting. We're down here fishing a day and everything. But I was reading scripture while the boy fished, and I want to talk to you about something. First off, the first thing that I want to share with you is that what has spawned this video today is I was sitting having breakfast with my mother and father and my son and me. We were all sitting there, and I was talking about that if you notice, mosquitoes, snakes, spiders, ticks, I can just keep going on the list. There's certain creatures alive that they either consume, they constrict the life out of something and they consume it, or like they will take the blood. They'll take, because the scripture says life is in the blood, so they'll suck the life out of someone. And just as that does it, so does people. Okay, so do people do that to one another. And I want to read some scripture to you, but before I get into that, like I said, what spawned that is, I was talking about these things. I so much as walk out the door, I haven't seen a snake on the farm all year. All right, I took a picture, and I'll have to drop that picture in the video. It's probably about a 3.5, 4 foot long black snake. And there's a chicken. John's got some chickens that are free ranging on the farm, and she's sitting on some eggs right now because of spring. Gonna hatch some baby doodles out. And I was like, no, not today. You are not stealing that chicken's joy or little babies. So I just picked it up by the tail, chunked it over out the way, and, sent him on about his business somewhere else. But it just was astonishing to me because I was just talking about, these matters in there with mom and dad. And it's like, I don't want to say the Most High Yah done that. I don't want to say the devil done that. I'm not saying I'm ascribe credit to anybody. I praise the Most High for everything that happens in life. It's teachable, and hopefully it brings us closer to the Father. But it was just interesting to me that happened. Guys, I'm going to put my sunglasses on. I don't mean to be rude. I always love to look y'all in the eye whenever I'm talking with you, but it's so bright outside today. And it just was astonishing to me because that something often tries to come along and steal your joy. Me, I'm in a rebuilding point in my life. I'm trying to rebuild my life from the bottom up. I have had so many personal attacks from family, friends, you name it, because I went through a divorce, because I've tried to talk to other people and try to rebuild my life. And, I've been told everything from I'm fallen to I'm an adulterer and I'm going to hell and I'm going to burn the lake of fire and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to tell y'all, folks, I'm going to do a video about divorce because a lot of people's asked for it, and it will be coming. And I'll just say that, and then I'm going to get in the scripture. Is one thing I'll tell you something, is if you look consecutively through scripture, there's two reasons I've seen, and I'm not trying to add to scripture, take away. You just look at this yourself in the meantime until I get around to making this video. There's two reasons why people were put away in scripture. One is obviously physical adultery. The other one is spiritual adultery. Israel was put away for spiritual fornication, okay? We don't even have to hit the highlights on that. Just read the scripture. You'll find that one out time and again. You look at when Ezra and Nehemiah started rebuilding, they told the men, the women of the nations that you've taken in, the ones that are, leading the people astray, or, that are not serving Most High Yah, put them away. The book of Yasher, when I think it's like it's in the 20-somethings chapter, I think 21st chapter or something. Don't hold me to it. You'll have to look that one up. But anyway, Abraham goes to visit Ishmael. The story of the tent stake. He had a terrible wife. Abraham's get rid of that woman, get the new one, replace it. The list just goes on and on and on. And I just don't have to hash that out. And I'm going to tell you what, the last time I checked, the only sin that's unforgivable also is blasphemy of the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay, just FYI, the sin unto death, eternal. So, yeah, last time I checked, nobody out here is perfect. And I've always told people, hey, I'm not the most righteous person in the world. I'm trying to live right. But I'm telling you this, I'm not going to be yoked with anybody moving forward. It ain't going to serve the Most High Yah. So if people don't like that, they can stick it. All right, so now what I wanted to read to you first is in the book of Matthew. All right, Messiah was talking, and it says here, in the 22nd verse, says, "Then they brought to him one who was demon-possessed, blind and dumb, and he healed him, so that the blind and the dumb man both spoke and saw. So the Ruach HaKodesh had worked her. And all the crowds were amazed and said, 'This is the son of David.' But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, 'This one does not cast out demons except by Beelzebub, the ruler of demons.' And Yeshua knew their thoughts and said to them, 'Every reign divided against itself is laid waste, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How does his reign stand? And if I by Beelzebub cast out demons, by whom do your sons cast them out? Because of this they shall be your judges. But if I cast out demons by the Ruach of Elohim, then the reign of Elohim has come upon you.'" All right, and anyway, we all know that if you look at all the Gospels there, he tells the Pharisees in the nicest manner possible, I think, that, pretty much they're lost cause, okay? And, blasphemy against the Spirit is not to forgiven in this age or the age to come. And you can't let nobody steal your joy. The people that will attack you most in life, especially for following the Father, is going to be the people of your own house, all right? A sword, Messiah came to send a sword, not peace on the earth, okay? When we're seeing peace in the last days, everybody's crying, peace, peace. We know sudden destruction's coming. He came to send a sword because it's going to be mother and father against their own children, and wife against her husband. And listen, folks, the cost of the kingdom, I can't tell you what it's going to cost you. All I can tell you is it's going to cost a lot for some of us. It may not cost too much for some. It may cost your life and everything for others of us, okay? But you've got to ask yourself at the end of the day, is it worth it, all right? But don't let nobody steal your joy along the way, okay, serving the Father. All right, Psalms 51:10 says, "Create in me a clean heart, O Elohim, and renew a steadfast spirit in me." I've asked the Father, just personally, I'm giving you some examples of my life. I've asked the Father, please, just please fix my life. Take control of me. Do with me what you want. I've made a really simple solution in my life when it comes to dealing with the Father and what he wants for me is do whatever you want with me. Make me whatever you want me to be. Set me with whoever you want. Just see to it that I'm a use to you. And if I ain't going to be, then cut me off. Just destroy me, cut me off, and end this thing, okay? Because I don't want to be a waste. I don't want to take up space. I don't want to lead anybody astray from the kingdom. I mean, folks, I don't know how much more humble a man can get when he's lost everything, and then you explain to the Father that you love him and you want to do what you can for him. Take me and use me, and if not, get rid of me. I don't know how much more humble a servant can get. I'm just saying, okay? I got nothing else to lose at this point except my life and just a few other people that's left in it. And I'm okay with that. I'll be honest with you, it has been a blessing to hit rock bottom. And the thing is when you hit rock bottom, is if you love the Father, you will have a peace. And I swear I've never felt so much peace in my life. Go to sleep at night, don't worry about a thing. And I've talked to elders too about this after the fact, and they've said pretty much the same thing. You hit this point in peace in life when you know you're in the right spot, when you've gotten things that were toxic out of your life, and you've gotten people that was toxic out of your life. You just hit a point where you go to sleep at night, you feel peace. If you die right now, feel peace. Most High Yah is going to judge me accordingly. He knows every deed I've done. I ask him for forgiveness. Father Yah, please forgive me of my sins and save me. I say it right here in front of you. I have no bones about it. So, I mean, folks, there's a point where you're going to get to in life where don't worry about if everybody hates you. Don't worry about if everybody's judging you. Don't worry about anybody. They're insignificant. The breath of life will leave them one day. They will die just as you. And all that matters is their relationship with the Father and your relationship with the Father. Forget them. Okay, because a lot of them's going to be haters. Now, I'm not saying don't love your enemies. I'm not saying don't love your brother. I'm just saying that there gets a point, if they're toxic in your life, just stand over there, and let them stand over there, and you don't let your joy be stolen, okay? Moving on. John 16:22, right, says, "And you therefore have grief now, but I shall see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and no one takes your joy away from you." Did you hear that? No one takes your joy away from you. There's coming a day in your life, and I think that this happens for a lot of us now, present, especially it's going to happen later, when Messiah returns. But there is a point where you hit that there is a peace that no one can take from you. I was all strung out the past year. Didn't make a lot of video content. Worked multiple jobs. It's just stress, drama all the time. My hair's falling out. And I'm telling you, you can get to a point where I'm telling you, the best thing you can do is pray and just give it all over the Father. Just let go of the wheel. And if people's going to stay in your life, they'll stay. If they're going to go, they'll go. If they're meant to come back, they'll come back. If jobs are meant to work out, they'll work out. If relationships are meant to work out, they'll work out. Just quit trying. I swear, if you've ever done anything, just stop and just focus on you, okay? Because that's what I've done. And I've never really done that. I've always gave my time to this person, my time to that person, and I'm not saying be selfish either, just bear with me. Always tried to help build the kingdom. My mind's always been give. And there comes a point where you give to people that's unappreciative, you give to people that's toxic, you give to this world that just sucks your soul out. And when I say your soul out, you are a soul, okay, living, breathing being, but you know what I'm saying? It just consumes you. And so there gets a point when that you finally focus on yourself, putting this in here, and the Father, that eventually your haters and everyone else, as bad as I hate to, they have to acknowledge it, that it's like, man, there's something there. There's something inside. There's something special between that person and the Father that I might not have. And I might need to look into that. And that's the thing, folks. I'm telling you, Messiah went through so much, and you see the peace that he kept constant. You see so many of the people, the patriarchs, prophets that went through so much, the Hebrew Israelites that are a lighthouse to the nations for us to see salvation. All the things they struggled and went through, and I'm like, man, my stuff is small drama compared to what they went through. I didn't have to build a boat and survive a flood. I didn't have to build granaries and survive a famine in the land. I didn't have to go to a stake, be bled out with a crown of thorns and whipped and beaten and whole 9 yards for the salvation of humanity. I will count it a small thing if my life is crap for a long time. Just saying, all right? So you really need to think about it at the end of the day. And when you start thinking it on that level, it takes away depression, takes away your anxiety, takes away your stress, and you start finding some peace in life, because the situation can always be worse. And I look at it like this. I want to read one more scripture of this, is that the Most High Yah owes us nothing. I really feel that in my heart. He owes me nothing. Furthermore, I'm a Gentile. I'm a convert from the nations. He didn't speak to my ancestors. He didn't give them the word. He gave the Hebrew Israelites the word. And thankfully, you know, the ancient ones were a lighthouse to me here, that I can read and understand and accept and acknowledge him and try to strive to serve him. But, you know, I don't feel the Father owes me anything at this point in my life. I'm thankful for anything he does give me. I hope he gives me another wife. I hope he gives me children. I hope I have a wonderful home again. I mean, I have a tiny house and I'm moving into it, but, you know, I like, there's a standard of life I'd like to have, and I pray he gives it to me. But you know what? Right now, I'm just sitting and listening, and I'm being patient. And not only am I being patient, I'm trying to be at peace. Because joy is something that, you know, this life is so short. I'm 32 years of age, going on 33. And this life is very short. I feel like 33 years went by like that. And the next 33 will probably go by like that. And shortly thereafter that, I'll probably be in the grave, saved if the Most High Yah doesn't come by then. So guys, just try to find some joy and peace in life, and don't let people steal it from you. Take it from somebody that's been there through quite a bit of rough stuff here in the past year. All right, and I want to read this right here, okay? This will make sense. I mean, I've actually read this before, too, on the channel. But it's 2 Timothy chapter 3. But know this, that in the last days hard times shall come. Hey, that's exactly right. For men shall be lovers of self, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient parents, thankless, wrongdoers, unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control, fierce, haters of good, betrayers, reckless, puffed up, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of Elohim, having a form of reverence but denying its power, and turn away from these. For among them are those who creep into households and captivate, silly women loaded down with sins, led away by various lusts, always learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. I read all that to say to you that as you're trying to find joy and peace in life, there's going to be a ton of people judging you, trying to judge you and act all righteous and all whenever they're doing far terrible things than you're doing. And you may not be doing anything terrible at all, or anything done wrong at all, but you're still, answer for it. Now, one thing I want to give you reproof on to anybody that's done this, because now I'm at fault for this, and I'll say this, and then I'll end this video, and I hope it's been a help to somebody, is that I was talked terrible about a lot of things and spoke evil about a lot of things, and I said one day, I got mad about it, and I said, you know what, I wished I'd have done so many of these things because I've already paid for it amongst the people. I've already lost credibility among people because of X, Y, and Z, and yet I didn't do it. I'm like, I wish I would have. Don't ever say that. Don't ever be that way. Don't be like Luke was at that point, because I let anger get the best of me. Let people talk terrible about you. Let people slander you. Let people cut your legs out from under you, and count it a blessing. And pray for your enemies. I forgive everybody that's ever wronged me in my life. I forgive them publicly right here and for the Most High y'all right now. And I pray the Most High y'all bless them. And I pray He converts them. And I pray if they don't convert and they don't want to serve Him, then let the Most High roast them one day good. But that's where I'm at with it in life, guys. And I'm telling you, I hope that so many of you that are out there struggling and are having the joy stolen from you so often, I hope that you can get to that point of peace, and I hope you can get to that point of joy in life where that it's untouchable, and that's all I can say to you. I just pray that you find that place in life. Please pray for me that I continue to. And with that said, guys, I hope you have a most blessed day, and Yahushua.